What is up, everybody? JT Dangerous here once again. I am back for my Week 3 NFL predictions. Now, Week 2 just ended with the Chicago Bears upsetting the Seattle Seahawks on Monday Night Football. So now we're into Week 3 of the NFL season. So I'm very excited to do these predictions for you guys, and I hope you guys do enjoy. Now, our record coming into Week 3 after a not-so-great Week 2, we went 7-8-1. So our overall record coming in is 13-17-2. So the losing streak continues. I am not happy with the losing streak, but there's always room for improvement. So hopefully in this video, we will rebound and bounce back and end this 2-week losing streak. Now, if you have not checked out my 2 other videos today I put up on the channel, definitely go check them out. This is the 3rd and final video of the day, so hopefully you guys will be able to watch all 3 of these videos. As always, show your support by watching those videos, super kicking those like buttons, and commenting your picks, your opinions, and representing your NFL team in the comment section down below. Now, if this is your first time watching my channel, as a first-time viewer, and this is your first video, boy, you picked a good one if you're a huge NFL fan like myself and you're ready for Week 3 of the NFL season. Welcome to the Dangerous Lions. I am JT Dangerous League. Welcome to the club, because this club is just two. Whoop, whoop. Again, thank you guys so very much. Now, other than that, let's get right into these predictions. Starting off on Thursday Night Football, pitting the New York Jets, heading to Cleveland to face the winless Cleveland Browns. Now, the Jets are coming off a loss to the Miami Dolphins on Sunday. They did not look good. Sam Darnold had a little bit of a rough game, but the Jets are looking to rebound and bounce back here. Then on the other side, you have the Cleveland Browns coming off a heartbreaking loss to the New Orleans Saints on Sunday. They were so close to win their first game in 2 years, and it came down to a last-second field goal that Zane Gonzalez missed. And I know he's got to feel like shit missing a field goal and costing his team a shot at their first win. So coming from me in this first matchup on Thursday Night Football, ooh man, this would have been good if Baker Mayfield was starting for the Browns, but it's Tyrod Taylor. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm taking the New York Jets to rebound and bounce back and defeat the winless Cleveland Browns. And now the Sunday slate, starting at 10 a.m. here on the West Coast, 1 p.m. on the East Coast. Starting off with an NFC South showdown featuring the New Orleans Saints heading to the Georgia Dome to face the Dirty Birds, the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the New Orleans Saints are coming off a very lucky win over the winless Cleveland Browns. A lot of people didn't expect Cleveland to give New Orleans a fight, but they did. But New Orleans got it done with a Will Lutz last-second field goal to win the game. But nearly losing to the Browns must have been a huge wake-up call for the Saints, and they're looking to get a big win against an NFC South rival. Then on the other side, you have the Atlanta Falcons coming off a huge win over the Carolina Panthers on Sunday. Matt Ryan had a pretty solid game, but they're going to be coming in without their star running back Devontae Freeman for a couple weeks. I think they said 2 or 3 weeks with a knee injury. So the running game is going to come down to Tevin Coleman, and I don't think that is not really too bad. So coming from me in this NFC South showdown, ooh, Matt Ryan versus Drew Brees. Julio Jones versus some of their great receivers in that defense. You got Alvin Kamara versus Devin Coleman. This one's going to be a good one. So I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons to defeat the New Orleans Saints in a close match. And now the next matchup. It is the Green Bay Packers heading to D.C. to face the Washington Redskins. Now the Green Bay Packers are coming off a tie. Yes, you heard me right. Green Bay had a tie with the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday. Aaron Rodgers played amazing in that game, even though their team did not win. It was a tie, which again, I have my rants about the ties that I don't like them, and it costs me and it costs wins for anybody who makes predictions. But Rodgers looked good, even though he was very iffy going in to that game. But they looked good, and they're looking to get their second big win of the season. Then on the other side, you have the Washington Redskins coming off their loss to the Indianapolis Colts. They just did not look good. Alex Smith is definitely not what Washington paid for, because he did not look good in that game. And Washington is definitely on the decline. That is for sure, ever since they got rid of Kirk Cousins. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers to defeat the Washington Redskins. And now the next matchup. It is the Indianapolis Colts heading to Philly to face the Super Bowl champs, the Philadelphia Eagles. Now the Colts are coming off a big win over the Washington Redskins on Sunday. Andrew Luck had a pretty solid game. He did throw 1 pick, but 2 touchdowns. Their defense definitely got it done for them, and Indianapolis is looking to get a big win on the road. Then on the other side, you have the Super Bowl champs, the Eagles, coming off a loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which a lot of people did not see coming. And Nick Foles struggled again, which is definitely understandable because this Eagles team is just waiting for Carson Wentz to return. And we still don't know what the timetable is for Carson Wentz to return to the field and help the Eagles defend their Super Bowl crown. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles to defeat the Indianapolis Colts. And now the next matchup. It is the Buffalo Bills heading to Minneapolis to face the Minnesota Vikings. Now the Buffalo Bills are coming off an embarrassing loss once again against the Los Angeles Chargers on Sunday. They just did not look good. Josh Allen just got sent to the Wolves against a very good Chargers defense. And I heard a huge rumor that Vontae Davis retired at halftime because it was getting so bad. He retired. The cornerback for the Bills retired in the locker room. So I don't know if that is true, but that's crazy to think about, that this Bills team is so bad that a player on their team retired at halftime. It's getting bad in Buffalo right now. Then on the other side, you have the Minnesota Vikings coming off their tie against the Green Bay Packers, and their kicker definitely cost them. Daniel Carlsson missed 3 field goals. And you know what happens when you miss 3 field goals, Daniel Carlsson? You know what happens when you cost the Vikings a win, and myself, because I picked the Vikings to win? I think you know what happens.
You just made the list.
He had to make the list. How the hell do you miss 3 field goals? And 2 of them, I think, were in overtime. So how the hell did the Vikings lose that game, even though Kirk Cousins had an amazing game? Devin Cook had a big-time game on the ground. Stephon Diggs had a big-time game, and they just fell short in getting a W. So coming from me in this matchup, this one could be bad. This one could be a blowout before the second half. So I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings to defeat the Buffalo Bills. And now the next matchup. It is the Oakland Raiders heading to Miami to face the Miami Dolphins. Now the Oakland Raiders are coming off a heartbreaking loss on the road to the Denver Broncos on Sunday. And John Gruden's first year back at Oakland is not starting off the way he wanted. Starting 0-2. And they're looking to get a rebound, and they're looking to bounce back. Then on the other side, you have the Miami Dolphins coming off a big win over the New York Jets. Ryan Tannehill had a pretty solid game. Kenyon Drake had a big-time game. Kenny Stills and their defense definitely got it done. And they're looking to get another big win. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm going to go with the Oakland Raiders to get their first win of the season and defeat the Miami Dolphins in a close one. And now the next matchup. It is the Denver Broncos heading to Baltimore to face the Baltimore Ravens. Now the Denver Broncos are coming off a big win at home over the Oakland Raiders on Sunday by a last-second field goal by Brandon McManus. But the Denver Broncos got a huge win. Case Keenum had a pretty solid game, and their defense definitely stepped up like they usually always do. And Denver's looking to get another big win. Then on the other side, you have the Baltimore Ravens coming off their embarrassing loss on the road on Thursday Night Football over the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Flacco had his worst game, I would think. And I think they're like second to last in the AFC North. So they're looking to get a rebound and a rebound win. So coming from me in this matchup, this one's tough. I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens to rebound and bounce back and defeat the Denver Broncos. And now the next matchup. It is the Cincinnati Bengals heading to Charlotte to face the Carolina Panthers. Now the Cincinnati Bengals are coming off a huge win at home over the Baltimore Ravens on Thursday Night Football. They are the #1 team in the AFC North, and Andy Dalton had a huge game. He had 4 touchdowns in that game. And if you had him on fantasy and you had him on the bench, like, again, I can understand that because a lot of people don't trust Andy Dalton, but Andy Dalton 4 touchdowns, and 3 of them to A.J. Green. I know you fantasy owners had A.J. Green in the lineup, so applaud to you. But surprisingly, that is crazy that Cincinnati is is in the top of the AFC North, with Marvin Lewis still coaching them, which is crazy. But Cincinnati's looking to continue the winning ways. Then on the other side of the Carolina Panthers coming off a tough loss to the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday. Cam Newton had a pretty solid game, but they were down most of that game, and they were going to come back, but they fell short. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm going to go with Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals to defeat the Carolina Panthers. And now the next matchup, it is the New York Giants heading to Houston to face the Houston Texans. Now the New York Giants are coming off an embarrassing loss to the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. They just did not look good. Eli Manning had a terrible game, and this Giants team is just looking bad, and they're looking to get their first win of the season. Then on the other side, you have the Houston Texans coming off a very heartbreaking loss to the Tennessee Titans on Sunday. Deshaun Watson did not have his best game, and they're looking to rebound and bounce back as well. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm going to go with Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans to defeat the New York Giants. And now the next matchup, it is the AFC South showdown featuring the Tennessee Titans heading to Jacksonville to face the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now the Tennessee Titans are coming off a big win over AFC South rival Houston on Sunday with backup quarterback Blaine Gabbert. Now we don't know what the injury to Marcus Mariota, how severe it is, but Blaine Gabbert went in and got it done for the Titans, and they're looking to get another big win against an AFC South rival. Then on the other side, you have the Jacksonville Jaguars coming off a huge win at home over my New England Patriots. They got it done better than us, and I can admit that. Blake Bortles had a big-time game with 4 touchdowns. Leonard Fournette did not play. Didn't look like he was able to play, but their offense got it done and their defense got it done, and Jacksonville's looking to get another big win against an AFC South rival. So coming from me in this matchup, I am taking the Jacksonville Jaguars to defeat the Tennessee Titans. And now the next matchup is the San Francisco 49ers heading to Arrowhead to face the Kansas City Chiefs. Now the 49ers are coming off a big win over the Detroit Lions on Sunday. Jimmy Garoppolo had a pretty solid game, and their offense and defense definitely stepped up. They're looking to get another big win Sunday. Then on the other side, you have the Kansas City Chiefs coming off a huge, and I mean a huge win over the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday, and their quarterback Patrick Mahomes II, straight out of Texas Tech, had his best game. Listen to this. He had 6 touchdowns. Crazy. He has 10 touchdowns through 2 weeks of the NFL season. 10 touchdowns in his first year starting. This Chiefs, I'm just going to say right now, where was this last year for the Chiefs? And they kept starting Alex Smith every week. Where was Patrick Mahomes with the Chiefs last year? He's having these kind of numbers in his first year starting for the Chiefs. It's insane. And I absolutely never thought the Chiefs would be this good. Tyreek Hill had a huge game. Their defense got it done. Kelsey had a big-time touchdown. But Patrick Mahomes II, if he is not available on fantasy, pick him up quick, because he is a star in the making, and he should have been starting for the Chiefs a long time ago. So coming from me in this matchup, this one's going to be good. Jimmy Garoppolo versus Patrick Mahomes II. This one's going to be good. But coming from me in this matchup, it's going to be hard to pick against Kansas City when they got this quarterback slinging that ball for 6 touchdowns. I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs to defeat the San Francisco 49ers. And now the next matchup, it is the Battle of Los Angeles, pitting the Los Angeles Chargers heading to the Coliseum to face the Los Angeles Rams. Now the Chargers are coming off a big win over the lowly Buffalo Bills. Phillip Rivers had a big-time game. Melvin Gordon had a huge game as well. And their defense definitely got to Josh Allen and the Bills. Then on the other side, you have the Rams coming off a blowout win over the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday. Jared Goff had a huge game. Todd Gurley with 3 touchdowns. Cooper Kupp had a solid game. And their defense, once again, got it done for them. But their offense blew it up for sure. So coming from me in this Battle of Los Angeles, this one's going to be good. Phillip Rivers versus Jared Goff. Todd Gurley versus Melvin Gordon. That Chargers defense against this amazing Rams defense. I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Rams to defeat the Los Angeles Chargers. And now the next matchup. It is the Dallas Cowboys heading to CenturyLink to face the Seattle Seahawks. Now the Dallas Cowboys are coming off a huge win on Sunday Night Football over the New York Giants on Sunday. They looked good. Dak Prescott had a big-time game. Zeke had a big-time game. Tavon Austin had a big-time game. And the Cowboys are looking to get another big win. Then on the other side, you have the Seattle Seahawks coming off their loss tonight on Monday Night Football over the Chicago Bears. They just did not look good. They did not have Doug Baldwin in that game and a few other defensive players. But Seattle just did not look good tonight against the Bears. So coming from me in this matchup, I think Dallas will give them a fight, but it's at home. Home of the 12. That crowd's going to be loud. Hopefully, Doug Baldwin will be back, and some of their defensive players will be back. But I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks to defeat the Dallas Cowboys in a close battle. And now the next matchup, it is the Chicago Bears heading to Glendale to face the Arizona Cardinals. Now the Bears are coming off a big win over the Seattle Seahawks tonight at home on Monday Night Football. Mitchell Trubisky had a big-time game, and once again, Khalil Mack got it done for the Bears once again on defense. And the Chicago Bears are looking to get a big win once again. Then on the other side, you have the Arizona Cardinals coming off their blowout loss to the Los Angeles Rams on Sunday. Sam Bradford just did not look good. He didn't even have over 100 yards in that game, throwing, no touchdowns, and he just did not look good. This Cardinals team is maybe the worst team in the NFC, coming from me. So coming from me in this matchup, I am taking the Chicago Bears to defeat the Arizona Cardinals. And now the Sunday night matchup, pitting my New England Patriots heading to Ford Field to face the Detroit Lions. Now, my Patriots are coming off a very tough loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday. I'll admit they got it done. Tom Brady had a pretty great game, but the deficit was too much. They were down 21-3 at halftime, so they were going to lose that game either or. But Tom Brady had a pretty solid game. I think this is the second to last game. They won't have Julian Edelman at receiving, so I think one more week and then the Patriots will have Julian Edelman back, and they're looking to get a big rebound win here on Sunday night. The only other side, you have the Detroit Lions coming off a tough loss to the San Francisco 49ers on Sunday. Matthew Stafford had a solid game, but they just fell short to a very good San Francisco 49ers team. So coming from me in this matchup on Sunday Night Football, I gotta go with my New England Patriots, my Patriots, to defeat the Detroit Lions on Sunday Night Football. And now the Monday night matchup, pitting the Pittsburgh Steelers heading to Tampa to face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now the Pittsburgh Steelers are coming off a tough loss to the Kansas City Chiefs at home on Sunday. They just got their asses kicked by a sophomore quarterback in Patrick Mahomes II. They surprisingly got outgunned in that game, even though Ben Roethlisberger had 3 touchdowns. And it just seems like ever since Le'Veon Bell has not played, the Steelers team is not the same team without him. Even though they have James Conner, who's a pretty solid running back, and he's not from the future. He's not John Conner. He's James Conner. It just is not the same without Le'Veon Bell there for the Steelers. And I know a couple Steelers fans would say that they're better off without him, but I think they need him to get back on track. And that's the biggest question. Is Le'Veon Bell going to come back? And do Steelers fans care about having him back? The only other side of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming off a huge win over the Super Bowl champs on Sunday, the Eagles. And Ryan Fitzpatrick once again got it done. Who would have thought that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would be, I think, in first place in the NFC South with Ryan Fitzpatrick. And this is going to be the final game before Jameis Winston comes back. Now, for me, I would keep Jameis on the bench. He has not gelled with his receivers like Ryan Fitzpatrick has been. It's crazy how much he has gelled with that offense, with his receivers. And the Fitz magic is there. He's done it for the last 2 games. Can he do it a third time on prime time? That's the biggest question. So coming from me in this matchup on Monday Night Football, I picked the Steelers in the first 2 weeks. They have not given me a win. So coming from me in this matchup, I'm believing in the hype of Fitzmagic, and hopefully they will keep him starting throughout the full season. So I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers on Monday Night Football. And those are my Week 3 NFL predictions. I want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Comment below, who do you have winning in Week 3? Let me know who you have. Do you see any upsets happening? And as always, represent your team in the comment section down below. Let's have a conversation about it. Of course, I am always on to see your comment, like it, and of course, reply right back to you, because comments are absolutely always welcome on the channel. Now, I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video and the 2 other videos I put up on the channel today. Thank you guys. And as always, before you guys go, you guys can never forget to do this. That like button, comment, share with your friends. Of course, super kick that like button like only you guys can. Of course, you can never forget to do this as well. That subscribe button, become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. And I will see you guys next week for 4 big videos. Later days, guys, and peace.